Is there any way to introduce new species of trees that are hybrids that are resistant to a lot of these pests?
Yes, there is, and with genetic engineering, there's a whole lot of science being pursued to answer those kinds of questions. Stronger, more resilient species to occupy a less predictable landscape. You know, that's the thing. And the chestnut, American chestnut, is a classic example of that. 100 years ago, well, 110 years ago, most of New York State was covered with American chestnut. It was the single most dominant tree. Beautiful tree, great fall colors, great big chestnuts. We roasted chestnuts over the open fire. You know, all the animals loved it. Turkeys, everybody loved it, right? We got this disease called chestnut blight from Europe, and it killed them all in the space of about 25 years, which that's a pretty strong epidemic. And now, two scientists at SUNY ESF, Chuck Maynard and Bill Powell, have developed a genetic version of the American chestnut. It's really American chestnut that's actually totally resistant. So they've got out planning trials of this in areas where they tried to infest it with the blight, and they're free of the blight. So now the question is, what do we do with these new blight-resistant chestnuts, and how do they get reintroduced into the landscape? And then what is their ultimate ecological impact as they occupy those sites?
Is the fear, though, that you could lose potentially a lot of trees before the new ones could take root and you could grow new stands and new populations?
Not with this one, no,
trees?
because it's the thing is with their genetic modifications is that they breed true. So so as soon as they start to produce seed, they will become a forest.
Same thing for ash trees? Are they looking at varieties that may be resistant to the emerald ash
so
borer?
far, there's very, very little in the literature. It looks like white ash. We have basically three main species of ash: green, white, and black. We also have blue, and there's another one, but they don't. Anyway, mostly we're green and white, and the white ash, they're a higher elevation, larger tree. Seems like there are some areas where those white ash stands are less devastated, if you will. We haven't been able to find an ash tree that's resistant, so to speak, or that's perfectly resistant, but they may be able to withstand smaller attacks. They can pitch the beetle out and then recover, but if there's, excuse me, it's like if you're attacked by a single wolf, you might survive. If you're attacked by a pack of wolves, you probably won't. It's the same thing with the ash trees. If there's just a few beetles get them, they probably can fight it off. But if they get a whole pack of beetles, no, they're going to die.
We see cities across the Northeast, though, and up in Canada, where they're just wiping out thousands and thousands of ash trees, cutting them down to try to stop the spread of.
They did that at Windsor, Ontario, to try to make a barrier.
And in Montreal, they've taken them down.
Yeah, well, and we have done that as well. And it does work, but it's enormously expensive. And the thing to remember is that in Canada, most of the land is public. Here, most of the land is private. So that enormously complicates the issue, because in Canada they can get all the public lands and they can then circle a thing. And well, this is all our land, and we're going to do that on here. We almost never can do that down here. So.
And for the ash trees, that could be devastating for the Adirondack Park, though, if we start losing hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of ash trees.
Yeah, it will definitely be a significant impact in some locations. You know, a lot of our high use areas, ash is it's early seral, meaning that as soon as you have a disturbance, it occupies the site first. So it's quick to grow in disturbed areas, and doesn't live very long. So a 60 or 70-year-old ash is an old ash tree, and so they tend to be in those areas that we disturb for recreational or other reasons. And so there are large volumes of ash trees, lots of ash trees in our campgrounds and along our highway. If you're driving the highway here, it's lined with ash. You can't go a mile without finding an ash tree.
And vital to the economy, a lot of forest products.
Ash is a highly preferred species for a lot of things. It has good timber value right now, yeah. Yes, it does. And the other thing is that I don't know why, but people really like it as a firewood. Perhaps because it dries quickly and it's easy to split. but it burns so quickly compared to oak or maple that
That's also part of the problem.
Yeah.
If they like ash
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're transporting it.